Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Everybody Eats podcast, Puerto Rico edition. Let's do it. Buenvenidos. What's good, guys? We got
Hello.
what's good, what's going on. Let's make sure we're talking to these mics so they can hear our beautiful voices. So we have obviously Edom and I over here, and we have returning for the second time. We have who are you?
Alan Joseph.
Say it again.
My name is Alan Joseph.
Alan Joseph, aka founder of AJ Photography. So if you've been seeing some of the beautiful pictures on my personal Instagram lately, shout outs to AJ Photography for taking those. So we're in the sunny, beautiful Puerto Rico, right? So we're here for the week, doing, chilling, relaxing, taking some time, little boys trip, but we do business, right? So even on vacation, we're recording.
Attention, please. This is your security manager. The alarm has been investigated and cleared. Please proceed as normal. Su atención, por favor. Es habla el gerente de seguridad. La alarma ha sido verificada y resuelta. Favor de continuar con toda normalidad. Gracias.
Said continue like normal, y'all.
What alarm? What alarm?
Well, clearly, if there was any real danger,
Yeah,
lovely hosts would not have made it.
All right. After that little interruption, so we'll continue today's episode. So, we're here in Puerto Rico. Me, Alan, and Edom. We flew in here today. So, even on vacation, we're recording. So, I want to knock out a little episode today, a little special episode. Not going to be talking about anything too crazy specific. Just a conversation with some creatives, honestly. And we're gonna do a follow-up episode at the end of the trip, just to give you guys a recap of what happened. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today.
Good.
All right. So flight was pretty good. We got here and we had a chance to do some pics on the beach today. We took some reels, did some reels at the airport. So I wanted to talk a little bit about content creation, right? So Edom and I, we've been doing our reels. If you're following us on our Instagram page at Everybody Eats Shows, we changed. This is like the third time. We changed it, but finally we changed it so everything is consistent, right? So Everybody Eats Show. So that's our Instagram now. So if you're following us on Instagram at Everybody Eats Show, you've been seeing our TikTok/Reels. If you follow us on TikTok, you've been seeing our content. And it's been honestly fun doing them. All right. So at first, like doing Reels is a little weird. Like at first with TikTok and everything, it was like, oh, like TikTok is only for 13-year-olds. Like no one's really going to do that. But then, we've been making videos and talking about how Instagram has been pushing Reels and how the exposure on Reels for Instagram is crazy. Right. If we have a regular post, we'll average, to be transparent, maybe we'll average 150 to 200 views on a regular video post. You post a funny reel and that literally has like unlimited potential, like
5K,
like
4K,
2K, 5K, like
bro.
the it's 10x, the amount. The only thing with Instagram that sucks is that you only have 30 seconds, right? So with actual TikTok, you have up to a minute to record a video. So the same thing with the video post on Instagram is up to a minute. On TikTok, you have up to a minute. But if you're posting a reel on Instagram, you only have up to 30 seconds. So if you want to do that, you got to make sure that you're condensing your content into that.
Funny and concise, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing that we've seen so far that really helps us is when you're making content is that you want to make sure that it is educational and entertaining. That is the most effective, especially for us, since we are a business podcast, right? Nobody wants to sit there and just read business news or just read and see business content.
Throwing terms at you, we don't know. I mean, y'all don't know.
Exactly, right? No one wants to. That's not entertaining. No one wants to just go through that. So if you see our reels, say we're talking about stocks, say we're talking about crypto, we'll take a popular sound that's on TikTok. We'll use our beautiful acting skills to act out the scene, and then in either the video itself or in the caption, we're giving you free game, educating you. If we're doing something stupid about stocks and crypto, yeah, we might make a reel about, oh, when you lose money trading crypto. But in the caption, we're going to be telling you guys, make sure you're doing research on certain cryptos and not just following the hype. Make sure that you're chasing these EV stocks because they've been blowing up. Make sure that you're investing your money. So we're giving you entertainment with the reel to make you laugh and key. But when you're reading the caption or within the reel itself, it's education. Right?
Don't just come for the laughs, come for the education.
Maybe come for the laughs, stay for the education. Yeah, that's probably come for the entertainment, right? That's and that's works for us. Alan, though, you are a photographer, right?
Yes,
so it is our industries are different, and the way we're going to make content is a little bit different.
Yes.
You're not necessarily teaching people about, well, you can, right? You can, but you're not necessarily teaching people about photography. You're more promoting your brand. So the type of reels that you do are going to be a little bit different than we do, even though it's still reels. So how about you talk about that a little bit? Because I know you've been making some content. How's that experience been for you? Because there are a lot of people out there who want to start making content, and it's awkward at first. It may be a little bit weird. It may be a little awkward at first, maybe uncomfortable, especially if you're not used to it, because you have to act out. So from you being a photographer, how's that been? And what have you learned and things like that?
Gotcha. Yeah, so for sure, like you said before, you guys gear your reels more towards like educational and entertainment. For me, since being a photographer, mine is like more towards showing my work, right? So to get more bookings, to get my brand out there, let people know what my photos look like, right? And then if I can make it funny, then that's a plus, right? But usually just showing kind of like some ideas that I've been doing is like having like the model like walk around and do different poses, and then that'll be like a video, and then after that I'll cut it to like the actual edited shot so people could see what doing a photo shoot is somewhat like, and then what the final product is, so they can see like a full process of how it works. But yeah, it's interesting to get creative. It's more so of like marketing, like you mentioned earlier. Reels have the potential to blow up, so it's increasing your audience to who you are, regardless of like what business you're in. um and people need to see that, right? You could have the best product or service, but if no one knows about you or sees it, then that means nothing, right? Marketing, I think, is like one of the most important budgets to have in like operating a business. um so yeah, that like reels are really important. Content in general, posting either like frequently, so that could be like once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, every other day, which is like 4 times a week, I believe. Just to stay relevant. You don't want to be annoying, right? Because then that has the inverse effect of like people just like see you every day, so they'll just keep scrolling.
Triple post in a day.
Exactly.
My personal pet peeve is if I see you double or triple post. I don't care what your aesthetic is. I don't give a damn. You're getting one like or no like.
Exactly. People start ignoring the rest of the post after that first one, right? So even like taking breaks, right? It's a whole strategy to it. With social media, and it's different on like platforms. I know like on YouTube, a lot of people do like a video a week. While Instagram, it's like every other day or a few posts a week. Yeah. And then Twitter is just like whenever you have. Yeah,
you have to make the content relevant to the platform.
Exactly.
That's the key thing, right?
Changes,
so like for YouTube, once a week, if you have a platform, once a week may be fine. But for Instagram, depending on the type of platform, you might want to be more frequent.
Exactly.
For Twitter, you could tweet all day and no one's really gonna care. That's what Twitter's for. Yeah, you can get a little annoying maybe if you have notifications, but Twitter is the fastest pace. So you could post, you could post all day on Twitter. Yeah. For TikTok, you could post a little bit more, but every platform is a little bit different regarding its algorithm and how often you should be posting. So you just want to make sure that you're curating your content for the platform. In terms of actually creating the reels, I want to get you guys' opinions. For me, creating, like, literally the process of creating them and like acting them out, doing them, right? So we spend like our Saturdays or some weekdays literally like spending hours doing that, right? I want to hear from the introverted side. How is that process for you, for maybe people who want to get into content but I'm afraid to get in front of the camera? It's weird getting in front of the camera. I've never done this before, because obviously, right, learning more about personality, I'm a little bit more comfortable, but not everyone's all crazy like me, right? So everyone's a little bit different. So more of the introverted side, how is that process like, and what advice would you give for people who are someone who's maybe shying away from that?
So it really just depends on your attitude, your mood for that day. Don't betray yourself. So if you feel like, or you're not going to be able to put your best foot forward for that day, then don't even bother or waste your time. Um, I'm gonna be honest, in my opinion, like my personal experience in the beginning, it was like there were a few I didn't want to do, only because maybe I guess I wasn't in it. For me, we did a lot of TikTok, so some sounds I liked more than others, and other some sounds I like more than others, and then like the ones I guess I didn't like. I just I did it, of course. I'm gonna put my effort and everything, but I guess kind of have that little less passion in it, but it's just doing what you like mainly, not forcing anything, especially if you're an introvert. You really don't like getting in front of the camera. It's already hard enough. um so just doing what you like and having a great co-host and friend, and kind of just even if you're not feeling it. I'm going to contradict myself a little bit here, but if it needs to get done for content's sake, then honestly like we always just say, just try or surpass the limits. Like there's going to come a point, especially if you are trying to run a brand and you are introverted. You're going to have to do something that works. You're going to have to do something you may not want to do. And personally, I don't know how everybody else went, how their high school experience was, or if they took any language classes, but we took Spanish. So I want to say probably 4 times a year, maybe 5, we had to do a skit where we wrote out stuff. So that feels like, making a TikTok, in my opinion. So once I put that in my head, now whenever we have TikToks, it's kind of, it's a lot easier. And also, to combat not liking certain sounds, um, add your own twist. Always put in your 2 cents. Especially if you're the introverted type, you gotta do something that is you. That if you feel like you're betraying yourself already by being in front of the camera all the time, you gotta put something that is you in that. So yeah.
Great. And I just to add to that, right? I think that as you keep doing TikToks, Reels, or just being yourself on social media, with time you will get more comfortable. And sometimes you just have to like step out of your comfort zone and do it, right? So just a quick example, this morning when we were at the airport, we did a reel, and it's like playing this like little ridiculous music like song, and we're doing it loud so we could hear it, so we could do like get the cue of like when to do different things. And it's like, yikes, there's other people, they're staring at us.
And TikTokers ain't get famous for caring.
It's kind of awkward. Yeah. And Edom said like famous TikTokers, they don't care, they just do it, right? So sometimes it's like getting over that fear of that discomfort and just doing it, and knowing that it's only going to positively impact either like your business or your hobby, whatever you're doing it for, even if it's just for fun.
And just to even build further, it comes with, confidence does come. I'm not, for those who may know me personally, like I would have never seen myself standing in front of camera and having conversations with random people, for over an hour, almost every day, once a week. So once you continue to just keep doing it and going at it, your confidence is going to build up. And at a point, it's like, all right, I've done this before, so it just comes naturally.
No, for sure. So it's funny. So like today with the doing the reel, what's DSY's quote? You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, right? So even myself, who I would consider myself an extrovert, like I still get uncomfortable in public. Like I still consider myself shy. Like I don't always like talking to strangers and doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't, like there are times where no, I don't want to.
Groups of people just staring at you.
Yeah, like there are times where it's like I really don't care, and there's other times where it's like I'm like, nah, like, I'd rather not. Like, simply, like, even
I
like,
don't believe him, but
you don't, yeah, you might not. But like, I'm thinking about like, I got new neighbors. I haven't gone up to them because I'm shy. Like, I kid you not, I haven't introduced myself because like they're new and like that's
Wow.
weird. Like
Yeah.
to me, that's weird.
Like, hi, I just moved in.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this is and this is New York. I've been living there for 20 something years. They just moved here, and I'm the shy one, right? And
Yeah.
I still haven't said what's up to them. Will I? Oh man, eventually I have to, right? But like the other day they were throwing a party. I don't want to go up to them. That's weird. Like I could have, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm a little shy. Like I'm gonna stay home, you know. But you know, there are times where it's like, F it. Like, come on, like I'm gonna just go do it, right? Today when we were doing the TikTok with the strangers, right?
Yeah.
When we were doing the TikTok with the strangers, we just went up to them, you know, and it's crazy, like they were chill. Like at first you could tell that they were a little bit like apprehensive because obviously like two shirtless dudes just come up to you saying like, yo, like can
you take some
pictures?
Yeah.
So that I'm sure it was a little weird for them, but then like as soon as she started taking a picture of the first person, and they're like the pictures were coming out nice, and they're like, oh, hit this pose, hit that pose, and then all of a sudden,
everybody wanted.
Now everybody wants pictures, and you know, and then it built up, and at the end, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, exchange information. Here's your Instagram. How we getting these pictures? Boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Where you from? All right, now we cool. We move our ways, and then it's all over. So it's like just breaking that first barrier, that first like 5 minutes, 2 minutes, however it is. Once you get past that, you're fine. So it comes to time, right? And like I think with Secret to Success podcast, right? When it comes to confidence, they're saying like, yo, like your confidence does not stem from the action you are about to take, but based off the actions you've already done in the past, right? So if you're taking like, say, like, you know, you're doing reels, you're doing TikToks, like going up to strangers, say tomorrow we want to do a TikTok, right? And you see a bunch of strangers that you want to go up to, and you're feeling a little bit nervous, right? It's not like, oh, I have to go up to this new group, like, where's my confidence? It's like, no, I did one yesterday, I did one the day before, we did shoots way before, so that's where my confidence comes from.
Exactly.
This is just a new situation. Let me just go tackle it.
Seventh stranger I've spoken to.
Exactly. You know,
the worst they could say is no.
The worst they could say is no. And some people did say no today.
Yes, some
people did say no today.
Thank you. Just keep it pushing.
Exactly. Some people said no today, and they didn't get their pictures taken.
They missing out.
I
got some heat I have to edit after them.
Yeah, for real.
Don't do pictures, but you said no.
You said no, you know, but you still got your experience. You still got your exposure. You still have fun today.
Yeah.
So that's all it's about. So.
And just to add to that, because you just mentioned exposure, we came back to the room and we were looking at like the people that added that I got follows from through that, and one of them has like 11K. So you never know if like that person posting a picture might like blow up your page or get you more of a following. So it's just about networking and meeting more people, and that again goes down to marketing and growing your brand.
Oh, for sure. So it's fun, yo. Every time doing a TikTok, I just like that the feeling of creating, you know. I love the feeling of making something out of nothing.
Oh, I'm cut you off here, but yes, I being like an introverted person, there's some TikToks that we've done, like a few that I did not think were gonna blow up, or I may not have been 100% like thinking this would have been like real good. But you know, lately we've been posting them like, yo, they're going stupid, like, you know, like we talked about earlier. So I wouldn't say that should be the only reason you're doing it, but I think like for me, it's such a passive, positive thing. You know, it's like, you know, because you already did it, it's already out there. You know, so at that point, it's like, you know, F it, what can you do? But getting such positive, you know, feedback, all the laughing emojis, all the, you know, when I go on my Instagram after you post, some days, if the reel goes stupid, you'll get like 10 comments like, oh, so and so commented on a post you tagged.
Yeah.
And it's always, you know, positive stuff. So that like, you know, like
that helps too. Nah, I
did this.
Yeah, for real. So I forgot what I was about it. Oh, the idea of creating, but like similar to that, what you're saying, right? There's some TikToks that we did. We posted one the other day. It was the wholesale TikTok. That was the very first TikTok that we recorded, but it was in my draft for the longest. I just haven't dropped it.
I didn't like that one.
I didn't like it. To be honest, I didn't really like it that much. It was the first one.
Messy. I was just like a bum, you know.
Yeah,
so
and it was in my drafts, and literally I did not drop it because I didn't like it, right? Yeah. But then also at the same time, it was like when we recorded it, the webinar wasn't up yet.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I kept saying, let me wait until the webinar drops. Maybe it's been a month or two since we recorded that.
Yeah.
Then we dropped it, and then I think it got like over 2K plays, and like mad people were liking it. And I was like, the same one I did not like got positive feedback, and like people loved it.
Probably like
Somebody who getting called? I only got 2 phones, so
It might be one of them.
He might be one of them.
It's not mine.
Something fell.
Okay. Okay.
When you got it like that, business calling.
Just take it off there so it doesn't vibrate.
Yeah, clients, business,
family,
work, family.
But while we're on that topic of like getting positive feedback on something that you're not too sure of, recently I had the complete opposite experience. Like I got positive feedback for like a recent reel that we did in the park, but then I got one hate comment, and for some reason I love the fact that I got a hate comment.
Was that real or what?
It was real.
I thought he was a bot at first, but now his page was actually
his page was real.
Yeah.
And did you know him?
No, I didn't know him, but I read that comment and I was like, I made it. I'm at the point where I now have haters. Like I made it. So just like don't care about like if people say negative things, right? If you feel like what they're saying is true, then obviously take that as feedback and as constructive criticism, right? That's what they tell us at work.
And also learn to pick the. I forgot the phrase, but learn to pick like the truth from bullshit, basically. So
yeah,
just learn just don't take it too personally at the same time, because you know yourself at the end of the day. You know what you're doing, your brand, and all that other stuff. So I mean, people are gonna hate regardless. The same person who's commenting something negative on AJ Photography is probably the same person who's not doing anything at all, right? So the time you spent to go comment, you're actually boosting his reach with the algorithm. So
he's helping me, bro.
Yeah, that's exposure, right? That's exposure. that's
that's
a view and a comment. That's a view and a comment. That
and a whole interaction.
That's a whole interaction.
And I like the comment.
And I reply to it, right? So keep hating. Keep hating. But nah, for real, it's cool, man. Like I said, but I was saying before, I just really like the feeling of creating, having something from nothing. And back to that feedback, like I made a post the other day about the scientific method, and we had that conversation too. Like, the scientific method, we learn it in school just in terms of literally like science experiments, but when you apply it to marketing, and Travis Huff said this, like test, like everything is a test. Like when you apply the idea of the scientific method to marketing, nothing is right or wrong. There's nothing that's really like necessarily good or bad. It's kind of like better results and less results. You know what I'm saying? Like you have an idea. If you want to try it out, you create that hypothesis, you create that question, like, can I do this TikTok? Will this TikTok work? Will this video work? Will this idea work? The experiment is the execution, and then at the end, when you get the results, it either works or it doesn't. When we make a TikTok or we make a reel and then it blows up, now we know. Edom and I will look back, we'll talk about what happened in the TikTok that we think made it do well. Like, was it the sound? Yeah, most likely it's probably the sound.
Yeah.
But then it's also the caption, the acting, the accessories, whatever that we added into it.
How extra you can be, sometimes that helps.
Exactly, how extra you could be, what the topic is. What I'm saying? We made one when we used when we did about crypto, freaking, what was that, Paid in Full?
Yeah, we did Paid in Full scene after Ace got shot.
Yeah. When I posted that was also the day crypto was going crazy that day. So there's a lot of different factors, right? So then we could look back and we could see like, okay, when a topic is relevant, that's when we should post and things like that. So just seeing all that, I think it just makes us just smarter, more aware. You learn more about social media, you learn more about your brand, you learn more about yourself. That's conversations that you can have. These are, it sounds like a little weird. It was just a TikTok, but like this is marketing. This is current day marketing. Like that's how you do it, Exactly. So and we're learning from the ground up. That's the best part, man. Like sometimes there are days, obviously you wish maybe you done more, or it's easy to compare yourself to a bigger account, but just doing it with your boys and just seeing it grow. Because the first TikToks we were getting, we're doing like maybe a few hundred. Now we're getting like 2 to 5,000. You know what I'm saying? So just seeing the momentum build up. And every sound that we do, we get better. Our acting gets better. The way we carry it out gets better. The creativity. Okay, we can add this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
It gets better. So
I'm waiting on think.
think-
I'm waiting on it, bro.
Once that sound becomes, I did find one,
that's
but
the only sound I like, bro. That's the only one that I'll be excited for.
Invincible, shout out. But yeah, there's so much that we could talk about content creation, but that's excited for this week. And then this week I say, yo, let me bring my equipment. We record a quick episode, talk about, have a little conversation. So that's content creation. So on that note, before we wrap up, we got some good things planned for this week. We got tomorrow, God willing, we're gonna be hitting that rainforest. We got some ATV. So what would you say you are looking forward to the most from this week, in terms of either an excursion or just chilling or what?
I want to see old San Juan, to be honest. Outside of like excursions, I want to walk around, check out old San Juan.
Me, I would say definitely the same thing. Probably also like taking the pictures, and not more so taking the pictures, but meeting people in the process, because it's been like a year because of COVID since like I've personally traveled. So like just being out here is a somewhat new experience at the moment.
I've also never been outside the States.
Oh,
so
wow.
This is first timer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have actually, but I don't remember it.
So with the boys is the first.
Yeah,
first one.
our first guys trip.
First guys trip, love it. So for me, what am I looking forward to the most? The food. I'm fatty. I don't know. We just had some pizza and stuff today, but I do want to try some nice local food. Obviously, all the excursions, everything else. Like nature documentaries lately. Like I really want to go see the rainforest. ATVs, I want to dusty both. Like beach and just chilling. But I would say the food would be number one, and then obviously everything else is on that list. But that wraps up today. That wraps up today's conversation. So at the end of the week, I want to do another recap, talk about what we did on the week, any other content that we will be making by then, and we'll do another recap and the trip episode, and we'll see how that comes. So on that note,
before we wrap, sorry, do you have anything to say?
I do not. I'm good.
Okay, you?
Nope.
Okay, so remember to like, subscribe, comment on Apple Podcasts, rate it, share it with your friends, leave a review. That's the only way we'll chart and get more exposure.
I got one thing when you're done.
YouTube, same thing. Subscribe, like, comment. Everybody, when you go through your mom's, dad's, spouse's phones, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do the same thing on them. And, don't be selfish.
Everybody eats. And before we go, our wholesaling webinar is now live. It is up. So if you're interested in getting to real estate, we did an episode last year with Randy Cadley. We just dropped another episode about wholesaling with Nasser El Arabi, who's a wholesaler in North Carolina. So we have a free wholesale webinar with Randy Cadley, where we teach you guys how to get your first wholesale deal. We cover from beginning to end, right? How to look for properties, where to look for properties online and in person, where to find contracts, where to get the contracts online, which contracts to use, for how to assign contracts, how much to to add on top of your property so you can get that fee. You can get that profit, where to find the investors, how to manage the deals with the investors. We talk about all that free game. Alan saw it. Yeah. Alan saw it, so he can vouch for you too. So it is free. Who doesn't like free? We teach you guys. It's only like an hour long. Just go to our social media page, go to our Instagram page. The link is right there. Put in your email, sign up. The webinar goes straight to your email address. So you don't have to do anything. Go straight to your email address. You have the video version, and it comes with an audio version and a follow PowerPoint guide. We gave you guys all that game for free, and it's literally changing lives. We got 25 seconds on the clock. Right. So for real, we have one of our students, right, took the course and told me that he's actually got his first property under contract by doing it. So we're not capping. This is real stuff. So with 7 seconds left, we'll see you guys at the end of the week. Take care. Everybody eats. Peace.